In late January 2019, the police received a call requesting a wellness check on a person named Cody Amato after failing to arrive to work that following day. When police arrived at the residence, it wasn't clear what happened until the officers stepped inside. They was greeted to a shocking discovery. Cody, as well as his mother and father, all fatally shot execution style. It was then police started their investigation. Grant and Jason Amato, now the only two surviving family members, was prime suspects in this triple homicide. Grant and Jason was both questioned by local detectives. Jason's alibi matched.
We already know where Jason was. I can account for every bit of Jason's activity. Every bit of it.
Grant's, however, was quite peculiar. Grant, at the time, claimed his father kicked him out of the house after disobeying his rules numerous times. Grant claimed after he gathered his belongings, he left and stayed at a motel, to which he was later found in.
You see Amato surrender. He puts up no fight, even encourages deputies to check his room for weapons.
The start of the interrogation, the investigator will build rapport. This is a good way to set a harmonious mood and get the subject to divulge more.
What do you like to do?
What do I like to do? I like to watch anime. Me and my brother kind of started doing that back 5 years ago, I'd say. He kind of got me into it.
What is it?
A few words. We actually just went to, me, my brother, and one of my friends, or I guess friends from high school. We went to Japan from December 1st to December 15th.
Oh, wow.
So we went, because, I mean, and besides that, we would play video games. We actually just got, like a virtual reality headset thingy for, like, the computer. Yeah, but we didn't hack other people's accounts.
No,
I have a gaming PC up in my room. Besides that, a number of years ago, like, me and my brother were actually like gun enthusiasts.
After the detectives build rapport, they inquire about Grant's medical position.
Patients to sleep, keep them alive during surgery, wake them up, send them off to the.
I thought that was a doctor that did that.
In Florida, the anesthesiologist, which is the MD equivalent, if you will, they have to come in at the start of surgery. They have to induce the patient to put them to sleep. And then as long as they're comfortable with you, the surgeon's comfortable with you, then the anesthesiologist leaves, and then you take care of the whole entire surgical case.
Oversee it.
Right.
Okay.
After discussing his practitioner, they asked Grant about a warrant he was picked up years back that was later dismissed, and all charges have been dropped.
Did you have to go in front of the board or anything?
No. I didn't have to go before the judge, because when
no, same board of nursing.
Oh, no.
With any of this.
No. First person I called was him, and he was at work at the time, but he answered his phone, and I was just like, look, I'm freaking out. I've been charged with this. I've been told that my bond is this. He calls my dad. He smooths things over as best as he can. He's just basically saying, I'm going to pay this.
This isn't the first time Grant will portray his brother in this gracious light. Grant is essentially saying whenever he needed help, his brother Cody was always there to save him.
Who was the disciplinarian in the family?
My dad.
And was he the one that decided Jason stays locked in?
Yeah.
What did Mom think about that?
Mom didn't approve of it, obviously, but back in that time, my dad was a very, like, angry, violent type person.
Now, you will see Grant constantly give the impression that his father was overbearing. Whether this is the case or not, a defense attorney can use this statement to partially justify one's motive.
My dad, who was like the iron fist, like, this is what's going to happen. Like, you know, he can't.
Why did he say you needed to go? What was his reasoning?
Well, what I was doing is, over the past 4 months or something like that, I've been talking to this woman online.
Who's she?
She's As embarrassing as it is. She's a cam model.
A what?
A cam model. Do
All right.
either of you guys know what that
Nope.
is?
Just like all the videos stuff, you have to tell us.
A cam model, it's like it's like a virtual girlfriend, I guess you could say.
Okay.
Like that type of situation.
Mm-hmm.
So a lot of the money went to her.
Okay. Where's she at?
She lives in Bulgaria.
Where?
Bulgaria.
Where's that?
Over in Europe. It's like
okay.
outside of Germany.
Okay.
Something like that.
You ever been there?
No.
Okay.
Following Grant's alibi, the detectives go from passive to confrontational, asking Grant why his father kicked him out of the house in the first place.
So how much do you think you spent on this?
Probably close to like $200,000, I'd say.
$200,000?
Yeah.
And where'd the money come from?
Money came from me, my brother, and then my dad.
Did they know where the money was going to?
They didn't know that it was going to a cam model.
What did you
I
tell
was
them?
saying that it was going towards my Twitch streaming, like advertising, like putting my name out there and that type of thing.
Prior to being kicked out, Grant's father forbade contact with this cam girl, going as far as sending him to a rehabilitation center. Grant explains what led up to him being sent to the facility in Cornerstone before he was kicked out.
So I guess to like bring it all back with why I was brought to Cornerstone, it was a mix of all of those things. It's like he felt like, you know, he felt like
You need to be grounded.
Yeah. And he had this list front and back on a piece of paper of all the rules. This is what's going to happen. This is why I'm acting the way that I'm going to act. I'm not going to be Dad anymore. I'm going to be Chad. And I basically told him that I'm going to be present. I'm going to do what I can. I'm going to start trying to get jobs now. I told him what my plan was. You know, it wasn't really my intention to continue talking to this woman, but it just kind of happened. And then because there was like that emotional connection, I guess you could say, between her and me, like I like, you know, it felt like a relationship. You know, I didn't want to just stop cold turkey on it.
Now, this is a crucial part of the interrogation. Police knew the murders happened Thursday, the same day as Grant's eviction. The detectives will inquire more details about these specific days for cross-examinations.
On Thursday, that all happened, and then I was in the process. I was getting all my stuff together. I was piecemealing it out to the car, and then, you know, I had an interview on Friday, so I had to get my suit out to my car. I was trying to just get all of my necessities as best as I could from, you know, a lifetime of living inside the house.
Sure. Okay. So Thursday, you're home all day.
Yes.
With your mom. She works at home.
Correct. Yes.
Your dad's at work. What's his normal work hours?
And that's where, because he had, I don't know how he found out, but he had apparently found out, and then
Found out what?
that I was talking to.
You were still talking
to the woman, yeah. He had kind of reverted back to the way that he was when we were younger, where, you know, he kind of, you know, pulled me up from the couch, and then he was yelling at me to pack my shit up and just get out of the house. Because I guess
How did Mom
I think it's
about
because
Cody then?
I think it's because like Cody had called the house, and then my mom picked up, and then he was just letting, like how we would normally do, where like I got off early because he was supposed to work till like 11 or something like that.
So he came home early.
And then yeah, he was able to
come home early because of the fight. You think?
I don't know, honestly.
This is false. Detectives knew that Cody didn't meet with his brother before the murders, but will concur solely to get the subject to divulge more into his alibi.
Okay. What else happened?
What else happened? Then after I had met with Cody, then that's where, you know, I was again just kind of staying around that area, and then I just went to the Publix, and then to my knowledge, I mean, that was the last interaction that I had with the three members of my family was that.
When you left Cody, What did he say he was going to go do?
Cody said that he will take care of it.
Take care of what?
Just the situation that was at hand. And I was basically just waiting in that parking lot until I had to leave to go to the interview.
Just want to make sure that we're not missing anything
Okay.
before we can close it.
This is quite notable. Imagine you've been kicked out of the house by your parents. The next day, you see cops and a news crew surrounding the whole house. You get questioned by detectives the next day and not once ask what's going on.
We've come and talked to you.
Okay.
You rode up here voluntarily with us to talk to us. Why do you think we're having this conversation?
I honestly don't know, but I'm pretty freaked out at this point.
I'm going to admit that. There's a digital footprint, and there's ways to see things that we know that don't make sense. Even though your phone may not have service, there's still issues with the phone.
Right.
And it was on you the entire time
Yeah.
when you left the house
Yeah.
until you were in touch with law enforcement.
I can track places you've been, and I know where you have been, and I know what time you've been there.
Yet another crucial part of the interrogation. Grant may be unaware that the police can retrieve any history he's searched on any local internet access.
You came back to the neighborhood. You saw some things that are really out of the ordinary.
Right.
And I don't believe for a second that you thought that I'm not going to look what's going on. What happened to my neighborhood?
I mean, I didn't search it up on anything, on any of the devices that I have.
Did you search it somewhere else?
At,
Remember, like I said, I know things that you don't know. I know you've searched for something. I know something. I can't tell you exactly, but you said won't you tell me, and I'll tell you if you're being truthful. What'd you search?
On, when I had gone to the Panera, I searched for, like, top stories, Oviedo or Chuliota or something like that.
And found what?
And then I saw that there was, it was like just the initial, like it had like a video, but I didn't listen to the video, but it had just an initial thing of that there was shootings in Salton Circle, but it didn't say like the address or who's involved.
You've seen the story, because there's a thing that will tell me how long of the time you spent on that.
Right.
You saw what happened.
So what do you think
To be
happened?
honest.
I think that there was something that obviously happened at the house.
Tell me what happened.
I don't know what happened.
Because you didn't leave with everything being okay.
I honestly I don't have anything else that I can really say. I mean, I don't know.
Do you even know why law enforcement got involved? Like what brought us to that home?
No,
You just said it. You know something bad happened there. Out of your voice, not mine. I have not told you anything what's happened there. Something bad happened. You're here with us for a couple hours. You admit that you've looked at a site and seen something bad happen, because the video is not of just a general area. It's of a specific location, correct?
Yeah, I saw like a driveway or something.
Whose driveway did you see?
I don't know. I saw like there was like a gate. There was a gate, and then I saw like that there was like two cars.
You've been here with us. You think something bad has happened at your house, and to date, so long, you haven't even asked us about anybody.
So when you left your house, everybody was fine.
Yeah.
And when you left Cody,
Everything was fine.
well, we got called to the house because Cody didn't show up to work. So law enforcement goes over there, and can you tell us what we found? What do you think we found when law enforcement arrived at your home?
I mean, you guys are talking about guns, and you're talking about other things that and then the website and everything, that something happened to him.
Who's him?
Cody?
Did you do anything to Cody?
No.
Did you do anything to your mother?
No.
Did you do anything to your father?
No. No, the only thing that I was told was that Cody would take care of it for me.
We know that Cody didn't shoot your dad. We know Cody didn't shoot your mom. We know Cody didn't shoot himself. There's something.
And you still haven't asked us the condition of them or anything.
That's because I mean, I don't know what the normal proceedings are, but
The normal proceedings are for you to be honest about what happened.
And then we.
Did you leave the house with your brother Cody looking like that? Or did you leave the house with your father looking like that? Or your mother? Is that how you left your family?
No.
Nobody else went into that house.
Who left your family like this? If you were the one that's been depressed, you were the one that owes money, you were the one that got into a confrontation with your father, who did this to your family? If you were trying to defend yourself or something else happened, we need to know now to help you. So tell us what happened, Grant.
He walked in the house and was shot the minute he walked in the house. The minute he walked in. We see trajectory, we find the projectile, we've got everything on that. He's shot over here and is brought over here. See it over there. We found the bullets in the house. Mom's sitting in her thing with a glass of wine, doing her thing, and she's shot. You just got to step over and tell me, man. I want to help you. I do. I'll give you a few minutes to think about this. And think about life decisions and where do we go from here. Want a few minutes to collect your thoughts?
Yeah.
Okay. Give you a few minutes. Do you need a drink or anything, Grant?
No.
Okay. I've been here for a while. If you want something to eat, I'll be more than happy to get you some food, whatever you want. We'll send somebody to go get it, or whatever you want to do. It's totally up to you. I said you're volunteering here.
I mean, I don't know what the.
I will stay here and talk to you until you get everything off your chest as long as you want to. But you're here on your own accord. We talked about that at the beginning. Remember, you're here because you want to be here. You wanted to come up here. You had no problem coming. You're here. Hey man, we are right there at it. Jason's here. It's going to be a few more minutes. What I need to do is just for our investigation, get some pictures of you. We're going to collect your clothing. And if you have no issues, we're going to get a swab of your mouth, just the saliva for DNA to go along, make sure your story goes along with where we're at. No problem with anything?
Yeah.
Give me a few minutes. I apologize. The clothes aren't going to be the best in the world. We had to get some up. We got some for you, some shorts and a T-shirt and some shoes. And then as soon as that's done, we'll get Jason here to talk to you.
Okay.
All right. So good. Anything else?
No.
All right, man.
Grant was left with nothing but his own thoughts to contemplate about for the next few minutes. The detectives acquired everything they needed and let the two brothers have a moment to talk alone. It's safe to say the detectives have elaborated the details pertaining to Grant's alibi to Jason.
So, I take it you know what happened.
Yeah.
I'm going to ask you plain out. You are not part of it anyway.
No.
When's the last time you saw everybody?
I left the house between midnight and 12:30.
On Thursday night? So Friday morning?
Thursday going to the front.
Why? That's when you went to a hotel?
No. The first night I stayed just in the Publix parking lot by the Tractor Supply.
Okay.
And
why did you leave, though?
it's because Dad had kicked me out Thursday because I was still talking to the woman that had caused everything, and I was using Mom's cell phone to do that with her knowledge, but not Cody or Dad's. So then Dad found out somehow, and that was one of the things that he had said would lead to my being removed from the premises.
So he forced you, he basically told you had to leave.
Yeah.
Okay. So who could have done this?
I don't know. I don't.
So you didn't have any problems or troubles with this woman or the online? You didn't owe them any money?
No,
I mean, there's no like loan shark out looking for you, or
No.
I just don't see how things aren't adding up. I'm really confused, Grant. I don't understand. How did you get money to pay for a hotel?
I still had a few $100s on my debit card, and then Cody gave me his debit card.
Okay. And I don't know. I want to believe you, Grant, but you're the last person that I could put in that house. And I know what happened over the last 6 months. I can understand the troubles that you've gone through, but it's hard for me to think that you would break to this point.
Mm-hmm.
But who else can I blame? How are we going to find out who did this?
I don't know. I don't have the answers.
So what are your intentions? Do you understand what we have to do now? If you're not the person that did it, we have months of stuff that we have to take care of from our dead parents. Months. You know how much stuff is in that house? We have to go through it all. I have to call people in California to let them know that Margaret Amato is not alive anymore. I got to call at 3 o'clock in the morning because Cody's 30 years old and has perfectly good organs to donate. And I can't call that shot. He's not an organ donor. I had to say no. So that means there's someone out there that could have used his organs, but we weren't prepared for this. I love you more than anything in this world, just like I loved Cody, Grant, and Dad. I know Dad was an asshole. I know Cody was an asshole. But they were our family, and they would have never done anything to hurt us. Mm-hmm. The shit you did, you could have been in jail. You would have been in jail for years.
Mm-hmm.
And they covered it up for you. I have a feeling the FBI is already involved because no matter how much Dad can overcome the money laundering, that's money that was moved. Just because they gave it to you as a gift, you can't just claim gifts as income. The FBI wants to know what the fuck is money being moved in that amount. I'm sorry. I don't believe you. And I probably will have resentment for the rest of my life whether you did it or you didn't do it, but I need closure. I need to know what happened to my mother, my father, and my brother Cody. Because I wasn't there to fucking help. And that hurts me. That hurts me a lot, man. I may not have been able to stop you. You probably may have hurt me too. But at least I would have known what happened. And now I'm in fucking who knows what now. I am lost. And it scares me that you want to leave here and not face what happened. because you're putting my life at risk then. You're putting Donna's life at risk, Grandma's life. How do we know what you're going to do? What happened on the job interview last Friday?
It all sounded good. It sounded like everything was moving forward. And then I was supposed to hear something on Tuesday or Thursday of this coming week.
And? Nothing?
It was just on Friday.
It was last Friday, so it's been a little over a week.
No, it was just this Friday.
That's not possible. Friday was yesterday.
Yeah.
So you're telling me you had a job interview yesterday, but you got kicked out Thursday night?
Right. I had to get my suit and everything and put it into the car.
Okay. Where was your job interview?
It was over on Lee Vista with something scripts.
So they'd be able to verify that you were there for an interview. I don't know. I'm gonna feel really bad.
This is just. I understand. I really do. I understand all your thoughts and what you're thinking and everything, and this is just. I know what I did to everybody over the months and everything like that.
I know you did.
And I know that you know the hell of dealing with it every single day when you're trying to move forward.
Yep.
Dad, Cody, and all that stuff.
Yep, and I understand it was probably harder for you because you lived in the house. I had the option of getting out, which gave me the ability to not have to deal with it on a daily basis. I understand the mental struggles you went through with Cody and Dad's relationship, you and Dad's relationship, everybody's relationship in the family. You know how smart everybody is in the family when it comes to medical information. And that's what scares me even more about you. If you didn't do it, then you have to know that someone else did it. There is no way that there were people out there looking for our parents or brother. They had to have been looking for you. There's no way that Mom, Dad, or Cody owed anybody money, had anybody looking for them because of something that they did.
No, I don't think that it's some money shark or bonder or somebody like that.
Right, because nothing was stolen from the house.
Right.
So, people that are looking to compensate for financial obligations would have taken TVs, computers, jewelry, monetarily things.
Right.
From what I've been advised, that is not the situation. So, that leaves that the people were murdered for the reason that they were in the way of getting to something else.
I don't understand why. I don't understand why it happened. I was taking my steps forward despite everything that I was supposed to do, that I was supposed to be doing. The slip up was still communicating with the woman, but...
What were you allowed to take when Dad kicked you out? Obviously your car.
Basically my possessions, my cell phone, my iPad, my Surface, some clothes.
Weapons?
I don't have any weapons.
So there's going to be no weapons in the hotel that you were at last night? No weapons in the car?
No.
No weapons buried on the property?
No. I sold all my weapons when I was trying to make money.
I remember my mom telling me that. What about, I don't know what else to say, but I'm scared for you and I'm scared for myself, and I don't feel comfortable with you being around me alone. I'm sorry. I could take you physically, but if you have a knife or know where a gun is, I'm fucked. And I have little girls that I have to raise. I have a woman that is depending on me for the rest of my life.
I understand.
Even if you did, It's going to be so hard for me to figure out what to do with you. You do not deserve jail. But I can't come to fucking have attorney press charges for you to be killed. Grant, I need you to be honest with me, man. I need to have closure. And if it doesn't come from your mouth and I have to hear it from an attorney or a law enforcement or the news, it's going to be harder for me. And I know if you can take Mom and Dad and Cody's life, it's hard for you to comprehend that my emotions are going to be that, but it's unbelievably scary, Grant. And I don't believe in God. I don't have a strong religious belief, but I will pray that this is solved justifiably, because it was not fair that Mom, Cody, and Dad's life were taken. They did not deserve it, no matter what feelings were felt by anybody. They were good people.
I know. And they showed it by protecting me all the time.
But Dad kicked you out.
That's because I still broke the rule, and that it was apparently Dad's job to be the hammer person, or whatever he would describe it as.
Right, I was told that you would not have access to be able to contact this woman. Why do you feel the intent to still contact her?
It was just the whole emotional thing. I mean, that's all
okay.
that I can say.
So are you saying that you love the woman?
I feel like I did, yeah.
Okay, you feel like you did, so you don't feel that way now?
Well, I mean, now it's pretty much, I mean, it's not what it used to be, is all I can say.
Because she's aware of what has happened in the last several months.
Right.
So why do you feel the need to still contact her?
I don't know. I mean, I don't know, apart from just like that feeling when you care for somebody and you've been with them for however many months.
Yo, I know that feeling.
So, I mean, I was just, I knew
looking
that I...
Looking for closure?
To some degree, yeah, and I knew that I could never do any of the money stuff anymore.
Okay.
So I guess that was like...
It hurt, right?
Well, yeah.
Yeah, because you can't carry that persona that you carried before. But the crazy part is, you're still the same person. You are still Grant Amato that I grew up with for 17 years, that I played with, that we hid shit from Dad so that we didn't get in trouble. Who covered those grenades? Mom. I don't feel like we're getting anywhere, and I'm going to be honest, I don't feel comfortable with you staying with me. I mean, if in a week or a couple days or 12 hours and something else is discovered, then I might have a change of heart, but I have no other options in my head of what's going on, especially if you're confirming that there's nobody looking for you. And if you're saying that you ran away or stayed in a hotel because you were forced to, or you were told you couldn't stay there, I don't live there, so I have no proof. The only people that live there are dead, so they can't say anything. But the morgue called me this morning, so I have to make decisions for Mom, Cody, and Dad in the next couple of days. So just letting you know that I'll be making those decisions, because until I'm given verifiable information that you did not do it, I don't think you have the right to make that decision. You already made the decision on whether or not they can live or not. That's not your job. Alright, I'm ready. I do love you, though. Just remember that. Just like Mom, Cody, and Dad loved you. Nobody loved you any more or any less.
Grant was released that same day. With the forensic aspect of the investigation still undergoing examination, Grant would soon later be picked up on 3 counts of first-degree murder those following days. The jurors of this case deliberated for hours whether or not to sentence Grant to life in prison or the death penalty. Jason Amato pleaded to the jury and the judge to spare his brother's life, as he is the only family member he has left. His wish was granted, and Grant was sentenced to life in prison with no possibility of parole.